Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today. I'm out in the public dock. I love this area of Newport Beach because anybody can walk out here, and it's nice, long, probably a mile and a half or so long. It's just nice long dock. But so much to cover right now, but I want to do a follow-up on something that we talked about and expand on it. There was a woman that was in her 60s, early 60s, 62, announced her retirement, and the company instantly fired her and treated her horribly. And this is happening more and more and more right now. And one thing that's happening is that people are getting shunned the older they get. Now, like, subscribe. Today we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold, and I will talk about them later. But first things first, guys. It started out with this story of where this woman, announced her retirement, and instead of everybody going, oh, we love Joan, Joan's great. No, goodbye, Joan. Have a nice day. Which brought up all these great articles that were sent to me about how as people get older, they're getting shunned in the workplace. And what's happening is when people either announce that they're leaving the company or they announce their retirement, they're instantly treated horribly. And this is something that is happening more and more and more. There is no loyalty to employees right now, guys. It is done completely. Got a great article sent to me out of the UK where they based everything on age. And right now, the majority of us out there our employment is in decline, is the category that we would be in. You go from exploration, 21 to 25. Establishment is 25 to 35. Mid-career, 35 to 45. Late career, 45 to 55. How many of you people are over 55 right now working out there or know somebody working? And boy, Joan is great. Joan's 62. She's on fire. She's doing excellent. No. And then you've got the 55 to 65-year-old they are considered in decline. In decline. So the problem with this is that this is a societal thing, guys. And this is telling you how bad it is. It's great. Look at the overcast it is. It's just beautiful and cool out here. But the problem with it is that I know and have had so many people write me lately that they're in fear of losing their jobs. They are losing their jobs. And they just don't feel like they're being treated well. They're not. I mean, think about what Intel did. Let's go through your performance reviews, and we're going to let people that have poor performance reviews. We've heard this before. Now that company, 2 days after that, announces they're getting rid of company cars. 2 days after that, they announced that they're going to a total restructuring. So you think it was really bad reviews? No, the company's hurting financially. They're about to get dropped off the Dow 30 industrial list. Okay, so with that happening, you're going to see more and more problems like this. But layoffs, you haven't seen anything yet, guys. You're going to see so many problems right now when it comes to the economy and just getting worse and worse and worse. And nobody wants to sit there and admit that, because think about this. One thing that was sent to me, cable TV. Cable TV in the second quarter of the year did not have an increase. With all the incentives and everything that were offered, every type of platform that's out there, from streaming to cable TV to everything, they lost 1.4 million people. Well, that's a horrible set of numbers. It shows that the industry is in complete decline. Plus, people don't have the money that they had a year ago. People are cutting back in every way, shape, and form. Plus, the other thing is that we're seeing problems when it comes to the different providers having to negotiate individual rates with the channels. Here in Southern California, if you have DirecTV and you have ABC, which is owned by Disney, or you have ESPN, which is owned by Disney, or any of the Disney shenanigans channels, their subsidiaries, you lost all them on DirecTV this weekend, and you got this lovely notice. A friend of mine called me and goes, gosh, I was going to sit down and watch college football on Saturday night and couldn't watch it because I got this notice. Now, here's the wild thing about this. You cannot screenshot that. You cannot have it on your platform, anything, and screenshot it and save it. It prints as a black screen. So they know how detrimental this is. They know how furious everybody is, but this is what's happening. So, once again, guys, everything is in decline right now. The Fed steps forward and says, hey, listen, we think we can keep this as a soft landing, but the people aren't going to believe it. None of us believe it. People losing their jobs don't believe it. People that can't afford cable TV don't believe it. People that are getting rid of all these different things. I am telling you guys, you can get things like Tubi, Tubi, and Pluto TV. As long as you have internet, those are free, guys. And your cell phone, your data, you can watch this stuff for free and have movies and have news, things like that. Now, you know, is it local news? Is it 24711 like we have here in LA? No, but that's what people need to look at, because what's happening right now is the soft landing lie. You know, the idea of interest rates cuts are going to spur the economy and make everything good. Think it's going to make all these people get their jobs back? We have not had an economic number given to us in the last 3 years that wasn't revised in one way or another, and most of them, 95% of them, have been down during this time. The job numbers are completely off. Everybody knows that things are very difficult right now. If you have employees right now, man, more power to you. Here in California, these people have more rights than anybody you've ever met. So it's terrible. I think that we're going to see more and more people get laid off, and you haven't seen anything yet. The dam is about to break in so many different areas. The commercial real estate that we keep talking about is going to be devastating, because when you don't have people going back to the office, or you have cities that are completely riddled with crime, like San Francisco, Oakland, and all these other places, it's just a matter of time until the sandwich shop, the hair salon, the nail salon, the dress, store, the Target, the Denny's, the In-N-Out hamburger, everybody leaves because they're sick of it. They're tired of getting shaken down and run down in these horrible cities. But the Fed is trying to pitch a soft landing to you and I. Come on, go sell that crap to somebody else. You know what I mean? Do you believe this right now? Do you believe that things are good right now? Eventually, the dam is going to break. And I tell everybody to have food ready, have food stocked. The one thing that they talk about is food prices spiking, interest rates not helping us, and it's going to be interesting what the right answer is going to be. But what's the worst thing? Stack some water, stack some food, so that you can live for a while all on your own. What's wrong with that? I think there's nothing wrong with that. So let me know, guys, what you think about this, because I think that what we're being fed is lie after lie after lie. And the interest rates, people that want them to go down, I'm telling you this right now, the problems with real estate, okay, here in Southern California, houses that I've looked at where there's now no buyer's agent fee on it have all been dropped substantially. And again, I've called people and said, well, I don't have a buyer's agent when I look at your house. Okay, yeah, we understand. Hey, notice you guys dropped the place another $74,000. What's the story with the house? Oh, we got a lot of demand, we got a lot of interest. We had a showing over the weekend. Do you know what I mean? Okay, but hey, it's all good, okay? You're going to see things totally change. And people that have jobs, thank your lucky stars for that. Because the independent contractor, the person that can work alone, I used to joke about this thing I saw on TV years ago, and it was not Falcon Crest, it wasn't Dynasty, it was one of those, rip-off shows of Dallas. And it was, the guy said, risk alone, win alone. And I've always said that. I've always thought that was such a great line. But it's now truer than ever, because if you don't need to have somebody work for you, that is the way to go. And these poor people that have had these jobs that have relied on being an employee, and there's people that don't want to run the joint. They just want a job. And now, look at those articles below. If you press the more button, you will see the articles pop up. But it is horrible because they're treating people terribly. And I've heard all these different sayings. I think it was, in your 20s, you're burning. In your 30s, you're learning. In your 40s, you're earning. And then you're, all these different stupid sayings. And then 50s, you're old and tired. But anyways, you know what I mean? So let me know what you think about this so far, because it's going to get more and more interesting, to say the least. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. let's face it, guys, bad news is bad news. And we've seen a lot of it lately. They want to sweep some of it under the rug, but you cannot ignore what's happening. Bank of America, people are selling their stock left and right. JP Morgan and Citigroup have talked about how the Fed is going to need to cut interest rates in a big way just to keep up with how negative things are going in the economy right now. You need to get yourself some precious metals. Call #1 rated Patriot Gold Group today, 888-330-1431. They have IRAs, 401ks, and you can get a free investor guide. Contact them today. You need to have precious metals in your future. Look at what gold has done. In the last 2 years that I've been talking about Patriot Gold Group, you've seen it go from $1,600 to over $2,500. You can't argue with that. Call them today, 888-330-1431. Have them answer all your questions and get a hold of them today. One thing I get a kick out of is the EV car story and how a couple years ago we were supposed to have a totally self-driving car with Tesla. And one thing that Elon Musk pitched, which I think is funny, is that let's say you go to work and you're in the office for 6 hours. Imagine your car, which has actually smart summon on it. You could rent it out during the day, and people could rent your car, drive it around, and bring it back by the end of the day. Who wants that? Who wants somebody in their car, renting their car? Who wants that? Have you guys ever had sex in a rental vehicle? Seriously, have you? I know people that have done that. Do you know what I'm saying? Who wants that? Hey, let's go rent my car out during the day. So, kind of crazy. T-Mobile customers is going to have Starlink from Elon Musk. And again, you're going to have internet globally. So no matter where you go, you're going to have internet on your T-Mobile phone. One of my accounts is T-Mobile. And one thing some advice I was given a few years ago, because I had to have multiple cell phones for work and things like that, was to get different carriers. And it served me well, because there's times I'm out at the beach or I'm here and one of the phones is working, guys. Something. I can call somebody, I can download stories, I can do that any time of the day. So very interesting, you know. We're seeing the futures market, you know, just get hammered when it comes to stocks, and they're trying to keep it together right now. You know, I'll tell you one thing that really got me, that made me wake up, and that was when Greg Manarito said, do not buy the dip right now. Don't buy the dip. Let's see what happens. So Greg wants to have an approach to bring back constitutional money, and I think he's on to something. I love Greg Manarito. He's a great guy. I've been to his home. He's been a good friend. He's given me advice. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're in for some very, very different and tumultuous times, to say the least. So it will be interesting to see what happens with this. But when that guy tells you not to buy the dip, I would wait. That's what he said. And I'm like, uh-oh, that's interesting. Toyota just recalled 43,000 vehicles, which is a lot of vehicles. But it's not an engine problem. It's a towing problem on their Highlander, which, again, when you buy a vehicle like that to tow, to carry your boat and things like that, you want it to work. You want it to work, you know, smoothly and not have a problem. And Toyota's just recalling all the vehicles to fix that. And I know people that buy trucks and don't use them to load anything. So that's interesting. So you're starting to see things happen and change in a big way when it comes to loading things. You know, there's all these 1-800 junk places and things like that that are out there, you know, college kids that haul junk. The problem with these is that they're getting more and more and more expensive. And I have consolidated an office into another room, and I had a friend of mine says, well, just call your city. The city will pick it up. And sure enough, the city will come out through the trash program, and 4 times a year they'll pick up all this different stuff, 12 different large items for free. I'm like, really? I'm sitting there getting quotes of $400 and $500 for these people that come out to the house, and they're going to do that for nothing. So research everything, guys. And it was one of those things that I was glad to learn that lesson, because it saved me a bunch of money. but you don't realize how expensive everything is right now. Nothing is a deal anymore. Nothing is inexpensive. Everything's an add-on. So remember that. You know, what else? Costco's going to raise their membership prices. And again, oh my gosh, they're going to go up $5 and $10. Who cares? You know, Costco is such a deal. If you go to Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's, any of those places that you like, you shop there because you get value and you get deals on it. And I think that some of these membership deals are worth it. You know, here's the thing we have here in Southern California that most people don't even know about, and that's business Costcos that are just for business people, but you don't have everything there, but you have a lot of the industrial stuff, but you have everything like drinks in bulk. You have a lot more sodas, you have a lot more waters, you have a lot more alcohol and things like that, but it's all in bulk and it's tremendous. And I have a brother who, I love him, but he's a cheap guy. And he always, hey, go there and pick this up for me. And he does that a lot for me. And the last time were chair pads that go underneath your desk, you know, below your desk. They had those really inexpensive, and they were the good ones. So I bought those because I'm a good guy. And of course, he stiffed me. So he's probably watching this. He's probably upset. Like and subscribe, Dave. The price of oil has dropped dramatically right now, and it's below $75 a barrel right now. And people are saying, oh, there's just no demand. Okay, with the wars and with everything that's going on right now, the one thing that's not happening is production, manufacturing, making things, driving places, taking things from here to there and shipping. You have every single company out there that does shipping that's basically doing less business. Tell me who's doing good. UPS? No. FedEx? No. All of them are all on the brink right now. They're all doing less business right now. So there's less gas consumption, less diesel consumption out there, and gas prices are going down because we're in a depressionary state. Somebody wrote me, and they keep writing me saying the same thing. This is a silent depression, and this silent depression is only going to get worse. Now, one thing that has to be taken seriously is when you have an airline that has a problem when it comes to a malfunction. And there was an airline that did a U-turn because it had an engine problem. And Cathay Airlines, which I've never flown on, but they landed and they had a problem with their engine compartment, and they started to investigate other planes and had 15 planes that had the exact same problem. So, you know, Zig Ziglar, I saw him talk, I'd rather have that problem on the ground than up there in the air. Yes, you would. So there's that. But nothing is getting made like it used to, guys. Things are not, you know, you're not selling things like you used to. And people cannot afford to go out to dinner. One thing that's happened is you're seeing all these different restaurant, fast food places. The latest is Taco Bell having a $7 fast food meal with all this stuff thrown in that is not selling right now. So it's one thing of, you know, for the stoners at midnight to buy it, but as far as to get families in there and to get real sales in there, it's not happening. The McDonald's $5 promotion, and now it's, when I drove by a McDonald's, I went to get an iced tea, and they have a $5 and $6 promotion. I said, what's the $6 promotion? Well, that's the McDouble is $6, and if you want the McChicken, it's $5. I'm thinking, you know, this is terrible, guys. This is just ridiculous. But the idea with it is all deep fried, you know, horrible food for you. So, living through kind of crazy times right now, guys, to say the least. It doesn't matter where you're at. Here, United States, the UK, scams are all over the place. My cousin just moved to Arizona, got that smoking deal on that house, and sent me stories about how locally the parking meters there, they're starting to charge people with those fake QR codes to scam people, to make them think that they're paying with the parking authority and they're a scam. UK, scam reports are at an all-time high. As people get more and more desperate, they get more and more clever. and it is going to get constant. If you think that this is the end and that, oh, we're going to catch all these people, no, you're dreaming. You are dreaming. One thing that I always like to do is look for alternatives when you buy anything. There are great programs like Canva, C-A-N-V-A, which is a, basically a program to make, anything from thumbnails to pictures to invitations to everything. And a lot of people learn how to do desktop publishing and creative, ads and things like that with it. They just announced a 300% price increase. Hello, I use this. It's one of the things I use, but here's the thing. It's like when you sit there and you go through somebody's estate, like when my girlfriend passed away, she had like Adobe and she had all these different employees at one point, and they would just auto renew, everything that she had. And you don't need 5 different accounts that have 4 users each and spending $2,000 a year on things like this. So look at what you're spending money on and get rid of it, cancel it. But also you can go to TikTok, you can go to Instagram, you can search on the internet alternatives too, and there will be free websites that pop up that will let you do desktop publishing, design, and logo creation and everything that's free. Check it out, guys. Go to save money. The goal when you start a business is to spend nothing. Remember that. And I try to tell people that. We're putting together, how to have an event, and we're doing a course on that. And the one thing that I was really good at is when I started it, spend no money. And I can show you how to do it, and we're going to do that. So if you have any questions, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to announce in the next few days Bob's webinar on stock trading, which will be great. And everybody, we've had like 65 people say that they want to sign up for that. So that's pretty cool already when we haven't even advertised it yet. So can't wait to share that with you guys. Okay, lots happening, and we'll see you guys very soon.